Welcome to the Made You Think podcast. Podcast. Hi. Yeah. Welcome to the Made You Think podcast. Welcome to the Made You Think podcast.
Welcome back to the Made You Think podcast. I am your host, Megan Scorp. This podcast is where we challenge perspectives, inspire growth, and ask the questions that make us stop long enough to examine ourselves. And today is absolutely no different. Today, we're talking about something that has been on my mind for quite some time. The topic: why can't we support one another? Come on now. Let's talk about it. So, not pretend, not clap because everyone else is clapping, not smile in someone's face while secretly hoping their business doesn't make it. I mean, just genuinely support one another. Now, before we jump into the topic, let me give out my disclaimer. As you know, the thoughts that we do in this podcast are just based on personal observations, life experiences, and are intended to inspire reflection and conversation. They are not intended to replace any professional counseling, therapy, or give you any mental health advice. If you need help, please seek help. Now, the reason for this topic is because it actually builds off of the other episode called The Solo Grind. Keep going when no one is watching. And see, in that episode, we talked about what to do when nobody is clapping for you. When you're building in silence and wondering if anybody's ever noticing. But today, I kind of want to flip that conversation around. And instead of asking why nobody is cheering for us, maybe we should ask ourselves, are we cheering for anybody else? You ready? Let's talk. Because see, you know what's funny? We say we want to see people win. We post things like support Black businesses, support minority-owned businesses, support your local business, support our friend. But when our friend launches a business, suddenly we disappear like socks in a dryer. Get my point? Am I making you think? Because my question is, where'd everybody go? You were just cheering me when I was talking about my dream. Now with the dream, I have a website, I got a podcast, and somehow everybody got real quiet. And see, here's something I've noticed. We can spend lots and lots of money to do a meet and greet with a celebrity we've never ever met, that we will not have a relationship with. We will stand in line for hours to get the latest merchandise, or we'll buy a concert t-shirt that you probably only wear once, and then you're going to post all the videos from the concert so that everybody on your social media feed can see it. But let's just say your cousin starts a t-shirt business and suddenly you're a financial planner. You just all of a sudden go, I just don't think I can spend money on shirts right now. Really? But you brought that concert shirt last night. Because the other day you were ordering some items and you ain't think about your financial plan now, because I just saw this big old box that looked like a refrigerator could fit in it, but it was only a phone charger. I mean, come on now, let's tell the truth. We choose what we want to pay for, because see, sometimes it's not about the money. It comes back to who's selling it, right? See, there's something about familiarity that makes people uncomfortable with growth. It's like you place people in a box years ago, and every time that person tries to step outside that box, you push them right on back in because that's what you're familiar with. And that's who you remember. You remember how they used to be. You remember how they struggled. You remember that they doubted themselves. And so you keep them there because we're more comfortable with the version of you that I've known than the version of you growing and becoming successful. Does that make sense? Am I making you think? Because I've heard somebody say, who does she think she is? The statement has always fascinated me because what I feel like they're saying is I prefer the version of you that didn't believe in themselves. I prefer the version of you that didn't start a business. Think about that. Because see, confidence makes insecure people uncomfortable. Growth makes stagnant people uncomfortable. Healing makes bitter people uncomfortable. Now, before you start pointing fingers at people, let's be honest, because we're all guilty of being that person at some point in our lives. Maybe not intentionally, but we've all looked at somebody else's success and thought, must be nice. We've all compared ourselves to other people. We've all wondered why some things happen faster for someone else than it does for us. Because see, what we need to understand is that comparison right there is one of the quickest ways to rob yourself of joy. Because while you're counting somebody else's blessings, you're completely overlooking your own. And here's one of the things I had to learn. Because see, someone else's success is not proof that I failed. Let me say that again for you. Someone else's success does not mean you failed. Life isn't about a competition on what person gets to win. You know, there's no giant scoreboard in the sky keeping track on who has become successful first. Your journey is your journey alone. My journey is my journey. And so we have to understand that since everybody has their own journey, what I do with my journey and what you do with yours is totally up to the individual. Because that falls into my favorite cliche, right? So if you have your journey and I have my journey, I have my thoughts, you have your thoughts. But what if they crash? So my favorite cliche is crabs in the barrel. I look at it two different ways. Because we've all heard it. And if you've ever seen crabs that are in a barrel, you know, I'm from Maryland. If you ever see crabs and you have them all in that wooden bucket, whatever you want to call it, one starts climbing towards the top, right? So sometimes I look at it and goes, instead of the other crabs saying, go, 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 escape, show us what's out there, show us what's possible, they grab onto that crab and try to pull him right on back down. Now, I've also looked at it another way. That there's always one crab that's trying their best to get out. So, which one are you? Are you the one that pulls them down? Are you the one that says, I'm trying to get up out of here? So, you can look at that analogy either way. But I'm trying to paint a picture. Because see, sometimes people are just not comfortable with seeing someone else rise. that instead of climbing themselves, they spend all of their energy pulling someone else back down. Now ask yourself, how much energy have we wasted trying to keep other people from succeeding, instead of putting that same energy into building ourselves? So imagine if the crabs work together like ants do. Imagine if the one crab lifted the other. And if you've ever seen ants, they will get together and form a whole ladder just to make sure that everybody works together. Imagine if crabs formed a ladder instead of a tug of war. How many of the crabs would actually get out? Now imagine if we as people did the exact same thing. We formed a ladder helping everybody get to where they need to go. So instead of saying, she thinks she all that, why don't we just say, oh, wow, I'm proud of her. Look what she's doing. Or instead of saying, he got lucky, he's the son of such and such, and just say, wow, he worked hard. He's got 2 degrees. He's doing the darn thing. So why are we so busy not celebrating people, but looking for reasons why that person doesn't deserve success? If we could celebrate them versus criticizing them, wouldn't that change everything? Think about it. Am I making you think? Are you reflecting on your life? Because here's another thought. Support of someone's business doesn't always mean buying something. Let me clear that up for you. Because I'm sure there's someone out here saying, I can't support everybody. Look, I'm not made of money. And that's fair, because I'm not asking you to. But support isn't always financial. Support can look like something as simple as sharing someone's posts, leaving a positive review on someone's book, recommending someone's business, or just, hey, introducing to someone who may need their service. Or how about just pray for them sometimes? Check in on them. The simplest thing you can do for someone when they're starting a business or they're in the midst of a business is send a message that simply says, hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Do you know how far those words can carry someone? Let me tell you, further than you will ever realize. Everybody wants affirmation. Everybody wants compliments. And sometimes just hearing, keep going. Now that we know that you can't always be financial to help somebody, but how about maybe what somebody is doing or what somebody is selling, maybe it's not your cup of tea. I love that phrase because it's honest. It's respectful. And I think that's important. Because maybe your friend sells candles and you don't buy candles. That's okay. Or maybe a friend makes homemade soap. That's okay. Because you may think, look, I can't buy any more soap. I got enough soap to last me until like 2050 because that's how much soap I have. That's fine. It's all about congratulating them versus criticizing them. It's not your cup of tea? Okay, but you can still say, I'm proud of you. It's not your cup of tea, but you may say, hey, I don't buy t-shirts, but I know someone who does. Let me let them know what you do. See, people confuse preference with permission. Because you don't do it, then I don't want to talk about it. Just because something isn't your cup of tea doesn't mean you pour it out for everyone else. If it brings somebody joy, if it's legal, if it's helping somebody, why discourage it? Are you reflecting? Because you know what's interesting? People also expect support to look exactly like they imagined. And again, sometimes support doesn't mean buying someone's product. Support could just be simply speaking somebody's name in rooms they never entered. Sometimes support is just saying, you should call such and such because they do this, or they can do this for you, or they can help you. That's support. It's just simply having someone's back in the best possible way for them to succeed. Because see, one of the biggest lessons I've learned on this fun journey, knowing that everybody's not assigned to my journey, and I'm okay with that. I've learned some people are only meant to watch me from the sidelines. Some people may be only in my life for a season, and some people will be there for you in the beginning because that might be their season. There may be somebody who's there at the end. And you know what? There may be people who just will not clap for you at all. But that doesn't mean you stop performing because someone refuses to applaud you. You keep going. But here's another question I have. I hope y'all listening. Why do we trust complete strangers more than the people we know? When you buy something, you read all the reviews. Ooh, let me see what this person said. Let me see what this says. You'll read a review from someone named Beach Lover 427 and you don't even know who they are. But because they said it was good, you're buying. But then you'll have a friend that says, hey, I started a business and I'm selling t-shirts, or I'm doing drop shipping. You can buy the same stuff on my website. And then you look at them going, you didn't put that through Amazon? Is it any good? But you just trusted a review from somebody else that you don't know. But you can't trust your friend that you've known for years. That doesn't make sense to me. You will help somebody else that you don't know, or go off of the word of somebody else that you don't know. But back out or don't help the person you know. Because see, I think the problem with that is that people become familiar with people, your friends. You're familiar with them. You remember them from the beginning. You remember them from kindergarten. But I also think we forget that people evolve. We forget that experiences change people. And not only does experience change people, growth changes people. Education changes people. Life changes people. And just because someone may not have known how to do a podcast 10 years ago doesn't mean that they don't know how to do it today. Maybe they weren't a doctor 10 years ago, but they're a doctor now. And you're like, oh, I'm not going to them because I remember in school, they could barely add 1 plus 1. Come on now. People grow, and we need to evolve or see them in their growth and not hold them to what we used to know. So let me ask you a question. You ready? When was the last time you celebrated somebody without comparing yourself? When was the last time that you were so happy for somebody without having a tinge of, man, I wish that was me? Because we always should be celebrating people just because they did it, that they set a path. I mean, think about all of the trailblazers in our lives, that they did it even when the naysayers, they couldn't. But now we can look at them and say, I can do it because they did. Because if we started thinking like that, and maybe, just maybe, that's where change will begin. Not about everybody else, but just with yourself. That will start changing you. Because every moment starts with one person deciding, I refuse to be that crab in the barrel that pulls down. I refuse to let jealousy make me bitter. I refuse to criticize what I don't understand. And I refuse just simply to confuse someone else's success with my failure. Because imagine how different families would look, our neighborhoods, our churches, our communities, if we just simply chose encouragement over competition. Because see, choosing encouragement doesn't just help others, it actually opens the door to your own success. See, helping others will force us to ask the hard questions to ourselves. Like, why do I cheer for strangers, but not my own family? Why does my insecurity make me feel that everybody is criticizing me? But start thinking like, how can I become the kind of person everyone remembers? Not because I'm the loudest one in the room, but because I'm believing in someone before anybody else does. See, instead of saying, the woe is me, why doesn't anyone support me? Maybe we should just turn that mirror around and say, who am I supporting? Because while we're all waiting for cheerleaders, someone is just waiting on us. Did I make you think? Because see, people rarely forget who believed in them before they believed in themselves. Think back for a moment. Who was that teacher that told you could do it? Not the teacher that said that you'll never amount to anything, but the teacher that says, I believe in you. If you put in that effort, I know you can do it. Or that coworker that says, you know what? I saw that manager position. You should apply for it because I know you'd be great. Or being that friend that says, Don't quit. Keep going. Those people that said those things to you probably don't even realize the impact they had by saying just those few sentences to you. So let's talk about something that makes me laugh. I mean, it may not make you laugh, but it makes me laugh. Have you ever noticed that some people become professional critics without ever becoming a professional? Like, they can tell you all the things that you've done wrong, but they've never done anything. But they got all the ideas that says, you don't know what you're doing. Like, they've never started a business, never recorded a podcast, never wrote a book or anything of that sort. But somehow they have that master's degree and telling you what you're doing. You ever notice that? It's amazing how easy success looks when you watch it from the couch. Can I get an amen? Because it's easy, right? Sitting on the couch telling people what they're doing wrong. But see, here's the truth, and we all know this. Building something is hard. Whether it's a business, a ministry, a nonprofit, anything. Everything worth having requires consistency. And people usually celebrate what they never saw you sacrifice for. They see the finished product, but they don't see those sleepless nights. And there's another reason why support matters, because you never know where someone is emotionally. The post you like may have taken someone 3 hours to create. That podcast you're listening to may have been recorded after they worked a full-time job. So, support reminds people, I see your effort. And sometimes, again, that's all they need to hear. And here's another misconception. People think support means agreeing with everything someone does. No, support doesn't mean abandoning your values. Support doesn't mean pretending something is perfect. Support just means wanting someone's success, even if it doesn't benefit you. And that's a mature person. So let me go back to it's not my cup of tea. Because see, you don't have to change your taste buds to respect the effort that someone puts into their dream. The world is big enough for different audiences. Imagine how boring life would be if everyone had identical interests. I don't have to become your customer to be your encourager. But you know what bothers me? When people criticize someone simply because they're trying. Not because they did it wrong, but just because they tried and they started doing. I'd rather watch somebody fail while trying. Because what do they say? Nothing beats a failure but a try. So I try. Well, let me address something uncomfortable. The people closest to us struggle the most to support us. Not always because they don't love us. Sometimes because our growth reminds them that they stopped growing. Sometimes it's just they're afraid we'll leave them behind. But remember, hurt people often struggle to celebrate healed people. And that doesn't make it right. But understanding it can keep you from becoming bitter. So don't let someone else's inability to celebrate you turn you into someone who can't celebrate others. Don't pass the hurt forward. Break the cycle. So can I give you a challenge for this week? The next time you see someone's announcement, don't scroll. Comment. The next time someone launches a business, share it. Because the opportunity you create for someone without asking for recognition is the biggest applause ever. I love when people open doors instead of guarding them. People who say, "Come on in, there's room for you." Or, "Hey, I'm going to teach you what I know because I can grow if I teach you." Now, imagine families where accomplishments weren't met for competition. Imagine neighborhoods where small businesses refer customers to one another. It begins with one person making a different choice. Why not let that person be you? Support 3 people, not because they asked, not because they can do something for you, simply because encouragement changes lives. And if what they're doing isn't your cup of tea, remember this: you don't have to drink from someone's cup to appreciate the courage it took them to pour it. How about that? And just because it's not your cup of tea doesn't mean you have to knock the cup out of someone else's hands. That's criticism. Let them enjoy what brings them purpose. And speaking of support, if you want to help keep this podcast growing, the absolute best way is to hit that subscribe button, the follow button. Leave me a 5-star review. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, any of your podcast social medias. Your support in those small places is what allows me to keep bringing these conversations to life. So don't just listen, join the community. And if today's conversation reminded you of someone or that someone needs it, share this episode with them. Maybe they're the one who needs encouragement. Because the truth is, the world has enough critics. It has enough spectators. It has enough of people waiting for someone to fail so that they can say, "I knew it." But what the world needs more of is people that are willing to clap before everyone catches on. For people to say, "I believe in you. I see you. I see your effort. I'm rooting for you." Because years from now, people may not remember every word you say, but they will remember how you made them feel when they were chasing something that matters. Be the person who applauds while someone else is still on their way to the stage. Because one act of encouragement can echo through generations. So thank you for spending time with Made You Think podcast. And if you haven't already, be sure to listen to our companion episode, The Solo Grind. Keep going when no one is watching. These 2 conversations will remind us of something very, very powerful. Sometimes you have to learn how to keep going without applause. But let's also become the kind of person who makes sure someone else doesn't have to. So until next time, keep growing, keep questioning, keep encouraging, and remember, when one of us rises, we all rise a little higher. This is the Made You Think podcast. Thank you.